Well, we've been talking about injuries so much lately. It's got to be nice that you're at least get a couple of guys back now.
Yeah, I mean, especially yeah, any guy you get back is important, and when you get your captain back, it's huge. We're just we're a different team with Michael Mersch in our lineup. There's a reason we signed him. There's a reason he wears the C. Not only his play on the ice, but his leadership, his presence. It's huge. So yeah, it's good to have a few guys come back in the lineup, and obviously to get Brandon Byro back. Byro's been, he's an assistant captain for us. He's been, one of, if not our best players over the last couple seasons. So those are pretty impactful guys from a leadership perspective and a play perspective to get back.
And we talked about how power play is struggling. You guys like that back on touch us and show help.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, Byro is just an elite player. And then Mershie and Murr still out, like the amount of goals that we get because those two guys in the last couple of years that they don't even get assists on because they screen the goalie or they won a puck battle to keep a play alive, and then we score 15, 20 seconds later on the power play or on 5-on-5. But we got the goal because they won the battle to keep us in the offensive zone. And a lot of the times those things don't end up in the stat sheet, but coaches know that those are guys that help you win hockey games.
You talked a couple of days ago and said Cleveland had what you're calling an elite defense score, but you guys are scoring at a pretty elite rate, so can you kind of counterbalance that?
Well, I'm elite defensive core. Like it's even more from their perspective offensively. Their defensemen are elite offensive defensemen. Christensen, I think, is just an elite American League player. Played a ton in the AHL or in the NHL last year. Blankenberg played the whole season in the NHL. He's an offensive defenseman. So when I'm talking about their D-core, I'm talking about how talented offensively they are. So we're gonna have to be really good defensively this week to limit their chances and to stay on top of them.
You're good for that kind of help with that too. If they're going to be trying to pump pucks offensively, that could have been turnovers.
Well, we need to keep evolving into becoming a puck hunt forecheck based team. That needs to be our identity. It's not our identity yet because we don't do it every night. If something's your identity as a group, or you take pride in it, it's there 90, 95% of the time. Right now, it's 65 to 75% of the time. On Friday, we were elite at it, and that led to a lot of success. That led to less scoring chances against because you're in the offensive zone more. It doesn't matter how good you are defensively. We did a lot of good things defensively on Saturday, but we spent too much time in the D zone. And when you spend a ton of time in the D zone, either because you're turning pucks over or because you're not getting into the forecheck, you're going to get scoring chances against, you're going to give up shots, and bad things are going to happen. So we need to spend less time in the D zone than we did on Saturday night.
How do you, I guess, kind of counter that defense that you talk about forecheck, but once they get in the zone, they seem to cycle a lot, and they're forwards ready for that. So how can you sort of utilize that?
By getting in and out of your D zone in 5 to 7 seconds. Like that's the key. Everybody in this league, this is the second best league in the world. Everybody can play good defense for 5 to 7, 10 seconds, and very few teams, if any, can play good defense for 25 or 30 seconds. So we need to get in and get out, and we need our defensemen to get guys into the wall, and get stalls and find breakouts. So we spend less time there.
You're off to a really good start. They didn't make the playoffs last year. I know it's just video right now. How different do they look for the season ago?
Well, I thought they were their lineup last year was decimated, so a lot of their guys last year were in Columbus for good chunks of the season, and that's part of the American League. And right now their roster is extremely talented. Like Ken Johnson was in the NHL last year. Christensen was in the NHL last year. Blankenberg was in the NHL last year. So Fix-Olansky was in the NHL a lot last year. So those guys Columbus is healthier, so those guys are in Cleveland right now, right? So I think they look excellent. I've watched 2 of their games on video. Obviously, Vinny and Pacher run the pre-scouts. But the 2 games I've seen on video, they look dangerous. They look extremely talented offensively. I thought that their coach was new last year, and I thought they became more structured and better every time we played him. That's a credit to him. He's a really good young coach, and I think they're going to be a heck of a challenge.
Had a few days for practice and maybe a little rest. So, how much do you want to do this week?
Yeah, Monday we did a lot of skill work, and we gave certain guys mandated days off. Just because the amount of minutes some of the guys had to play over the weekend were so high because of our situation, and some guys with nagging injuries. So we had maintenance days for 8 guys or so on Monday that had high volume minutes or were banged up, and the rest of the guys had a skill day. And then the last 2 days we've been able to attack some areas that we want to work on and keep pushing towards the identity we want as a hockey team.